What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and this is where we are today, January 19th, 2022. England ends all medicine passports, mask mandates, and work restrictions. Well, you might say it's about time that this happens, right? And while, yes, it is good that this is put an end to, but let's not be short-sighted, right? Let's be realistic. Why have all of a sudden we see a retreat in all this? They've been pushing pretty hard the last two and a half years. Why all of a sudden? You asked yourself this question. Don't just accept the narrative. Ask questions about the narrative. Restrictions including all these passes, all these mask mandates, working from home requirements are going to be done and away with. But why? Why this year? Why now? I know in the US, this is the midterm elections. So there's a pretty clear reason why these Democrats, or Democrats like some call them, would want to get on the good side of the voters. But this is not a political discussion because we know that both political parties in the US, Republican or Democrat, are wings of the same bird. Does not matter, folks. However, we see where the current is tending on one side. One side is on one extreme sometimes and the other's on the other extreme sometimes. So you got to be very careful not to get caught up in the fanaticism of either party. And you're going to see that these politicians are going to start getting paraded and praised for ending all this when they were the ones that were implementing it and starting off with it and getting all this pushback. But now the people with such short-sightedness are going to praise them for their efforts and forget the grueling 2.5 years that they just went through. All because they want to get back to normal, right? But we cannot let this period go away. We got to keep putting pressure for freedoms and not for restrictions, because once these individuals get reelected, they're going to be on that same journey that you just saw the past 2.5 years. Look at what happened with Newsom, governor of California. He was getting, there was a recall election. And so he stepped back a little bit on some of his draconian policies in California. Whoops. And, he wasn't recalled, right? And the following day, telling you, these people are evil. The following day, he decided to implement indoor requirements for masks and also to be able to show proof of a PCR test or of a medicine to get into indoor arenas or whatnot. The following day, after the results were in, that he was not going to be recalled. So this is just a little taste of what happened in California, of what could happen in the future if the people let it. Be smart about who are the individuals that you want to lead this country. And don't fall for this narrative that all of a sudden, we're going to be the good guys here now. No, don't fall for that. The damage has been done. These companies, right, that have made these medicines a requirement, they're not turning back. No. They're still going to keep them, especially big monies or big companies that are at stake, where they're making a lot of money from whatever products they're making. They're not going to hold back. This OSHA ruling by the Supreme Court was for OSHA specifically, but each individual private employer can require their employees to still have the medicine or to request for an exemption. So, folks, the damage has been done. The damage has been done. And even though you see all this, requirements or whatever, so-called restrictions being pulled back, these companies are still going to go forward with the mentality of they have to keep this because in a moment's notice, it could change, and they just want to make sure they're still following along with what's happened, if that makes any sense. So in other words, this narrative that's circulating right now could be different in 5-6 months. And if and when they revert back to the previous draconian rules, these companies can say, oh, we've been following it all along. We never changed. So we still have the same issues. It's just the narrative is changing. And let's hope that there's change on the horizon. But I'll tell you this. There's a high probability that this has to do with elections. And once those elections are done with, heading into winter of next year, watch out. Watch out. That's all I got to say. So let's stay prepared. Let's stay ready. And let's, like I say, enjoy this little bit of freedom and take advantage and prepare for what's coming ahead. This is the Digital World Podcast. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. Help share this information, folks, because that's how we can help one another out. And I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.